Hey, it's Chase and Walter for the 49th annual South Dakota Governor's Cup Walleye Tournament with the fishing crew Angler Spotlight. I've got a couple of new guys here to the scene. Actually, honestly, both of you the first time doing the Governor's Cup.
First annual.
First annual. All right. So if you haven't figured it out, John Hoyer and Dusty Minke are here to fish the 49th annual Governor's Cup. Fellas, this is great to have you here. You know, it just kind of it picks things up a little bit. Of course, Dewey's here, Calcutta. They're $5,900. Are you kidding me? Hey, you know what? That's pretty good. I guess I would put my money on Dewey, or would put my money on you guys too. But so you're out here in South Dakota. I heard you missed a flight or something, John. Tell us about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, ICAST lines up with the Gov Cup, and I don't know if Dewey knows this, but I think it lines up every year. So luckily, he has a partner from around here. He was able to pre-fish all week, but Dewey and I were kind of in the same boat where I officially have maybe 12 hours of practice. But yeah, missed a flight, so I didn't get the full day yesterday. You know, I got 8 hours today or whatever, and got to look around though, and luckily there's a lot of big walleyes in Oahe, so I don't feel like I'm really at that big of a disadvantage. Because guess what? I didn't sorb off that many of them today. So
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So you're going to use some of the musky tactics, obviously, to catch some of those big walleye. Dusty, did you get plenty of practice in?
You know, I didn't. I've been here for a couple of days and got to fish with Dwayne, and that was awesome. And then John a little bit today, and you know, we love the Missouri River system, whether you're in North Dakota or like we were a couple weeks ago in Dickstown, South Dakota. So I think this place just fishes real good, you know, and be consistent throughout the system. So we're excited to be here.
Well, it's anybody's chance to win. I talked to a group earlier, and I said, "Hey, you know what? Someone in a 16-foot Lund with a Zevco could win this thing. You just never know." So we've got a little bit of weather, I think, that's going to cooperate for the most part. I think the dew points aren't going to be too bad. Maybe a little tropical feeling, a little bit of a wind to deal with, but not bad. Not that typical 30, 35, 40 mile an hour South Dakota wind. So things should work out pretty well. I guess I do have to ask, since you're coming back from ICAST, what's maybe one or two really cool things that you saw that you got to experience there?
Well, I'm kind of biased, but a lure that definitely plays this time of year on Lake Oahe is the new Berkeley Power Switch. So it's a lure that ranges from 1 3/4 inches all the way up to 5 inches. And it has a lot of the same glide bait characteristics that, you know, a jig and wrap or a Johnny Darter does, but it's just a nice, bigger offering. So, you know, you find a walleye in the right mood that just wants to eat something a little bigger, and that is an amazing bait for it. Other than that, pretty cool to see the buzz, just a general growth and a lot of new releases, you know, like every year at ICAST. It's just fun to be a part of the fishing industry and see how it's just blown up. And a lot of that's thanks to, you know, events like the National Walleye Tour and then really cool events like this one.
I agree. I have to ask you guys, because you guys are pros. You deal with all different handles. How about this all carbon fiber handle? Is that a big deal?
Well, I've actually never used one of those. Are you talking about on a
it ended up American Tackle Company got Best in Show.
Okay,
and that was, you know, one of their pieces.
Yeah, so I mean, like any jig rod, the lighter it is, the more sensitive it is. So I can see why somebody would go to a carbon handle. There's actually another material that nobody's made a rod with yet. It's called graphene, and it's kind of even lighter than carbon. So I bet in the next 2, 3, 4 years, you might see somebody start using that word also for a blank on a rod.
Ah, there we go. A little future insight from John Hoyer. Dusty Minke, I'm guessing I'm not going to give up too much if I say it's going to be all about the forward-facing sonar tomorrow.
You know,
His is side-facing.
mine is side facing, his might be forward facing. Yeah, it's kind of the trend. So we might have it turned on.
Well, you know, I think people don't give side imaging enough credit. You know, there's just a number of people always say, well, you know, what's this side imaging all about? Seriously, if you can master side imaging, you have just as good a luck doing things as you do with live, although you're actually looking at moving targets when you're looking at the live. But they all lend something to the plan and to the system, don't they?
Oh yeah, like John's a master at side imaging. He's taught me how to use it because I'm kind of old school. So the new tool is the forward-facing sonar, but you can't forget about the side imaging, especially like pre-fishing or tomorrow. If it gets tough, you need to put your head down, start side imaging, start maybe down imaging, and put all those tools together to find the fish.
Yeah, yeah, and even 2D. But it is interesting how many more fish you see moving with live that you don't see on the side down and the 2D sonar. So if you don't get to experience that, it's pretty crazy.
For sure. And forward facing sonar is just this little slice of heaven right out in front of your boat. I'm fortunate enough to look at 3 Lowrance screens in my bow. So a lot of times, if I have my side scan set to 100 feet and I'm just fixated on covering, going down a break line on Oahe, but I'll take a glance down, basically every full page of my side scan. And more often than not, I'll catch a nice, maybe a single big fish or a school of fish. And then it's like, whoa, what did I miss? And you'll see my boat just take a hard 90 and turn back. And sure enough, then you put them on the forward facing. It's like, there they are right there. So, especially with some of these fish, the under fish on Oahe right now, they're in nice schools. They're like in 5 to even 50 packs in some spots. So those owls will show up really good on side scan. And if you're looking for, bigger ones only, a lot of times, they're hiding right in plain sight just next to the boat. So, you got to use it all.
Yeah, you definitely do. Well, fellas, thank you very much for hanging out. Good luck to you. Hope it's a big day tomorrow. And John, we should let you go because you're going on 3 hours and 30 minutes sleep for this tournament. So
Yeah.
we don't want you to fall asleep during the interview. All right, John, Dusty, thank you very much. Good luck.